Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
All right, so this is, I guess, I don't know, Sean, if you have the music, this would be a statement from the bassinet of the 45th
all right.
president.
I was hoping.
Because, well, Charlie, you can, being a noted journalist, you can confirm Trump claims he will stop violent crime in America.
Okay.
Just like Greg Abbott has stopped all rape in Texas, as we know.
Yeah, I mean, doy.
In all caps rant against the war zone of Chicago. Chris and I have found it quite lovely. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I must have missed the war zone. He said, this is all cap. Wow, we are in caps lock, Jody. I mean,
Wow,
okay.
you're right.
Crime in America is out of control and going to make it along with the economy, inflation, strong borders, and energy dominance. My top priority. The Democrats are holding their convention in Chicago in order to showcase it, and yet 117 people were shot. And it's a war zone. Meh. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I can't even get through. I will bring crime in America down to a tiny fraction of what it is today. Mothers will no longer be losing their children because weak liberal politicians will be, okay, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. All right.
He's going to bring crime down by not committing any further.
Yes, let's hope so.
Just by him going to jail.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah. Oh, yes, prison prevents crime.
Hey, if Joe Biden had hired me as a speechwriter in 1975 when I applied, I might have written that thing last night.
Yes.
Not that you're bitter. Not that you've held on to that.
No, not just that, but had he hired me, he'd be building his library by now. But
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There you go.
that was quite a night.
Wow, Charlie. I mean, you and I both been doing this a million years.
Yeah.
We were saying Ben Franklin was our first convention, but
Yeah.
but I mean, I was having trouble putting it all into words. Just the emotion last night and how fantastic all the speeches are, like all through the generations. Hillary was great. AOC, Jasmine Crockett.
The bench strength last night was off the charts.
Yeah.
Mallory McMorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, who's a state senator from Michigan?
Yeah.
Who's better than anybody I heard in Milwaukee.
She was amazing. I caught her yesterday. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, who is this rising star?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And I've said this ever since I first watched her. I was lucky enough in my sports writing days to see Steffi Graf play tennis when she was like 16 or 17.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what watching AOC is like.
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
massive talent that's only now coming into it.
Yeah.
And, there was a piece written, Charlie, that I think is so... You've often said this before anybody about how smart she is politically.
Oh, God, yes.
Of like Pelosi degree. Like the fact that she has navigated the whole squad Democratic establishment thing the way she has
Yep.
Yeah,
to
and-
get things done. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, not just that, but when you may recall, after 2016, there was a movement to displace Pelosi.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
she
that.
said,
Yeah.
I can talk, I'm behind the speaker, we're going to talk about stuff. And then when young Joe Kennedy, who I like a lot, challenged Ed Markey in the primary at Massachusetts, she came up campaigned for Ed Markey.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
not stupid.
Yeah.
She said, look, he's been out in front of all of my issues since, I was in diapers.
Yeah.
And I think people appreciated, Charlie, how loyal she was to Biden.
Right. I think she handled because everybody went to her.
Yeah.
For a comment for 2 weeks, and she skated through, and she's a better speaker than she used to be.
And
Yes.
when the Kamala decision was made, that she pointed out that everyone from her to Joe Manchin was like, yep. And, the fact that she said, I loved her thing. She said, we're Democrats in disturbing levels of array.
I love that. And this comes so often when she speaks now that it's almost part of what you call a stump speech. When she talks about how happy she'd be going back to be a bartender, being a bartender.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Right?
Absolutely.
She said, I'd be happy to. When people tell me to go back to bartending, I'd be happy to because it's good, honest work.
Yeah.
It's hard work,
Yep.
I mean, it just, but that's even like Kamala Harris talking about working at McDonald's. Tim Walz's story. It's just, it's relatable to
And-
people. Whereas the Trump campaign, it is just so weird. And it gets weirder every day in a way that no one can relate to them.
And I want them to win. I was talking before the show, we were talking. I want them to win just so the two Waltz kids will be in the White House.
Yes.
Because I have a feeling there's going to be real mischief on hand.
Absolutely.
And they're giving Daddy the bunny ears while he's on television.
Yeah.
I mean, we were saying, right? The thing I forgot yesterday, I can't keep track of the things they freak out about, but
Kamala Harris saying she ate a bag of Doritos all by herself because she was so upset on election night 2016. I was like, I don't even get why that's a bad thing, right?
It's relatable.
I drank a pint of Jameson by myself on election night. I mean, I don't find any Doritos spectacular.
But, yeah, Chris treated a bag with the, Kamala Harris on the bag, and it just says "Nacho President." Trump.
And I'm sure Chris went to the gym and spent 6 hours.
This is the only 3 hours he's not in the gym.
Yeah, I worked off that upset.
But I know it's just something so ordinary and relatable, and they just freak out. Or Tim Walz doesn't like spices. I'm like, is this really all you've got?
And this is general among the press now. Oh, it's a terrible thing. It ran late last night. First of all, for half the country, it didn't.
Right.
And second of all, did you see anybody in the hall who was bored?
No.
I mean, my Lord.
It was electric.
I didn't see people leaving like they do from Trump rallies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Charlie. I think why he's not having as many rallies. A, he can't afford them. B, we're getting all these pictures and videos of empty seats and people leaving.
Well, and also he's getting cities telling him that they don't want to be stiffed for the security.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of your old sports writer years, Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
what a great move was that?
Yeah, it was a good move. I'm still ticked about what he did with Jason Tatum at the Olympics. But
that's a minor quibble.
He's sporting the sports.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. But.
This is a guy who was marked by politics of the most brutal kind very early in his life. His father was a teacher at the American University in Lebanon, was killed by terrorists.
I did not know that.
Was shot by terrorists, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he played at Arizona, and I know this because I covered a couple of their games out there, the opposing fans would chant, "Where's your daddy?"
Oh, wow.
So he's a cool guy.
I hope no ASU students chant.
No, this was U of A.
Oh, U of A.
U of A. It was U of A, and it was a tournament game. I think they were playing Michigan State. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But that whole story's kind of gotten lost in everything he's done since. But
wow,
I think
did not
he was
know
8
that.
or 9. Yeah.
But I loved his whole coaching instructions to Coach Walz. Like I wouldn't have done that. I would have run a third. Whatever. That's just me.
You were in the 3-4 too long.
Coach talk.
And then they left him in as like host.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great.
And then I love he quotes Steph Curry at the end, so we can finally say night, night, Donald.
He didn't do though. I'm very disappointed. But,
I'm curious though. I was looking at the CNN breaking down the numbers. Harry Enton tweeted, "Women voters are fueling Kamala Harris's surge. She's doing 7 points better among them than Biden did. Meanwhile, no movement among men voters." Nationally, this pattern holds in the key swing states too. If those New York Times polls are right, we could be looking at a historic gender gap. What did the Steve Kerrs help with that? I hope just common decency helps with that.
I think that's it. I think the fact that JD Vance won't shut up helps with that. God, he's going to go down as a historic mistake.
Oh, God.
Of Palin.
It's worse than Palin because after a while they just sent Palin out to audiences they knew would be
right,
and she would do her little maniac act, and they would be happy. But Vance is going out of his way. Who picks a fight with Irish immigrants in 2024?
Yeah.
Did you say Trump said he didn't think Biden would quit because he's Irish? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just the one group he hadn't smeared yet.
Probably thinks he'd be too drunk to quit.
Yeah.
He'd forget.
Yeah. No, we were talking about. I mean, are we at the height of weird? People are carrying around little cups of what appears to be JD Vance's.
Oh God,
man batter. I don't even get the joke.
I am so hoping this is a hoax.
It says JD Vance family plan or something.
Yeah, but
it could be a hoax. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they passed out vials of my dad's.
On the other hand, maybe JD's keeping office hours up in his suite every day and contributing the cause. Is that an in-kind contribution?
I was picturing vials of Goldwater Miller, and I can't. I can't. Although seeing pictures of me, who would want that genetic material? So.
Oh,
Wolfchild material.
Wolfchild, yeah, exactly. So this was
2 eyebrows now. You're fine.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I've discovered tweezers.
Yeah. Flamethrowers.
Laser hair removal.